Today is August 4th, 2021. This is the fourth segment of the Harry Thomas Show. I'm Harry Thomas. I've got my Google goggles on because we've been under surveillance for a very long time. I reported in 2007 when Facebook came out that it was a CIA creation to collect data on all of us. So it's hard enough to navigate around here and try to navigate with your Google goggles. But I'm going to wear them a little bit here because I got some things I want to get into in this fourth part. Now, you might be saying, what is this Harry Thomas? And why should I even care what he has to say? Well, Harry Thomas is just some guy who started a YouTube channel, Harry Thomas Info. I don't know, back in 2007, 2008, or when it first came out. YouTube did, and it was originally a dump site from a podcast of the Harry Thomas Show. And I'm your host, Harry Thomas. But I got locked out of it, and I couldn't get back in. But it's still up over there, and there's a lot of material that's since been censored on all these Google networks. So that's why I've got my Google Glassware on, because they like to censor everything. So we're over here trying to get something going here because we're against the New World Order and its authoritative scientific dictatorship, world government that it wants, its eugenics programs. And that old YouTube channel where get it while it's still there, tell your friends and wake up your family, Harry Thomas Info. YouTube channel, Harry Thomas Info. What I want to get into here in this fourth segment, besides all the censorship that's going on, we don't even know what we could talk about. Things that we used to openly be able to talk about 10, 15 years ago at places on Usenet and even YouTube and stuff, that it's still up on the old channel. Get it while it lasts. Because they're coming for everything, But, we talked about what is going on now and how eroded our freedoms are and how, forced inoculations are going on because basically people are being backed in the corner. If you want your job, you better take the stab and the jab in your arm, or you're going to be out. And so that's not, that's forced inoculation. See, sometimes people get a miss. It looks like something that it's not. You think, oh, things are, it's going to look this way, like there's going to be a line for a mile long up, down every city street, and it's going to be jabbing people like factories. Well, it might look like partly like that at vaccination centers and stuff, but otherwise than that, it's going to be a voluntary program, or you lose your job, or you lose your status, or you can't travel, or you can't visit Disney World, or you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't gain employment. You'll be shunned by all your friends. You can't hang around with your friends. You can't go to a restaurant. These are all the things that are coming. This is the tyranny that we all been warned about. Because remember, they have to tell you what's to do. But what I want, this revamping of the Harry Thomas Show is not to be all gloom and doom, because it isn't. There's a lot of positive things going on, and I want to talk about some good things that we can do. First thing that we do is we need to take care of our immediate needs. We need to get survival kits, just practical things. And you could get them cheap if you could still find things like that, but I'm sure you can. little survival kits with things like threads and needles and rope and emergency blankets and insect repellent and just little things, that you might not think of all at once that will come in a pinch, and you'll be able to use it with maybe a little mini guide telling you what to use these little things for, a bobby pin or something you never would think of, putting together something, maybe even a little band-aid or some ointment that you didn't have on hand. But uh, you know, survival kit is definitely a need, and not even just, if you have to just right now, an immediate need would be to get a basic one. Something like 100 little piece kit. Some fishing hooks in it. Something that will take care of your immediate needs. Something you could put in a backpack. And whatever medicine that you need, I would suggest as much as you can get, but if you could get a month's supply of insulin, high blood pressure pills, thyroid medicine, heart medication, anything that you need for your kidneys or vital organs, at least try to get an extra month's supply. I would say 90 or as much as you can, depending on how you could work with your insurance. But for poor people like myself, you might have to try to somehow figure out how to get a little extra here and there. It can be done. Like sometimes a hospital stay will get you a couple weeks extra. um, I don't know, picking them up a couple days early here and there, get you a couple extra pills that you could stash away. I mean, you could be creative, and even if you can only get a few or a week, or if you can't reach that 30-day goal, get what you can. 5 days, anything. The CDC recommends 3 days of water and stuff. I recommend a month. I recommend as much as you can. But and we're talking about that water. At least 7 days. I mean, a month. I mean, it's about a gallon a day per person, adult. But plus, you have to take in consideration if you have pets, you have to take in consideration that you're going to be using it for cooking. You got to use it that you're going to be using it for washing. You know, uh, you know, if you are you generous? Are you going to share it with a neighbor, or is that neighbor going to be a person that is even going to be on any friendly terms? Because you got to protect your stuff too. You got to make sure you have enough. You got to have enough canned food, man. If you can't afford the big supply, expensive stuff, storable food. You can get some canned food with veggies and fruit and a good rotation program. Them things can last for years. You know, veggies and fruits, especially in the can, they last forever. You get some dry foods like rice, macaroni products, they're cheap. Dried beans, nuts, peanuts, basically one of the cheaper ones. You got to have protection for them. Keep them away from any kind of rodents, or including human beings that might want to steal them or even kill you for them. So you got to protect your stuff, and you also have to have a bag to go, a to-go bag with at least some medicines and some that survival stuff, first aid kit, uh, something to build a lean-to, something that you can fish and look for wild plants, a little bit of knowledge of your environment, and these are the things that we're going to be talking about on Harry Thomas Show, and we're going to be talking also about how we can heal the planet and what we can give back to the planet. Um, you know, because there's good things coming. The planet provides everything that we need um, to defeat the New World Order. We have to tap into this vibrations, and we have to use these higher planes and the laws of the universe, the laws of attraction, the laws of geometry and gravity. You know, gravity is the most powerful thing in the universe. If I was to create a superpower, we were talking earlier in the show about there's no super hero that's going to come to save us, that the Grateful Dead told us we are on our own, you know, and it's up to us because we are the eyes of the world, okay? But there is a big universe out there, and, you know, gravity is like at the top of the pole. That's powerful, gravity. And if you could, if I had a superhero, it'd be gravity being, gravity person, and that would be the most powerful being to defeat the New World Order. Believe me, I just ran into him, broke my leg. Very powerful. The femur bone too. Yeah, the trunk, bigger than an elephant trunk. But yeah. So we're gonna fight back. You know, I know I was threatened, and you know, that's what they do. They try to scare people out of this resistance. And I don't even know how they're getting away with what they're getting away with. But you know, they're covering up the fact that there's a lot of people in this world that are protesting these clampdowns in the name of trying not to name names, of widespread panic, in the name of fear. Because isn't that what they're doing to everybody? That's why we need the solutions. We need to get ready for these lockdowns. We need to get ready for what could be an economic collapse. Because what's going to happen when you can't get the, oh my God, lesson learned, toilet paper. Unless you got an alternative program for that. I got caught with my pants down, so to speak. I had 2 rolls, man. That had to last me a month. But you know what? It lasted. And I found a package of napkins about halfway during that month. So I found a reserve in a package of napkins that somebody hid behind peanut butter. But hey, you got to do what you got to do in the, should I say it, pandemic. I said it. I don't want to scare anybody though, because that's the program, fear. So we're not out of this yet. We're going to have more of this pandemic stuff. The last part 3 video went 20 minutes. I don't know. I've been pushing the limit, everything more. But trust me, I'm not going to push it any farther this time. I think I'm going to leave these right around 15 or so. 20 if I just get long-winded. And y'all know, if you ever heard this old show, or you've been over to Harry Thomas Info, go check it out. You might find some very long segments. But 4 segments is what we used to do, and this is the 4th one. But we're gonna get into some stuff and different things. And this, you know, this show would have went into a more esoteric way. And there's some topics that were off limits for me back then because I didn't really believe in them, or I didn't think there was enough evidence for them, so I didn't talk about them. And I'm more than willing to talk about them now because I think there's more than enough evidence to justify talking about. And we can get into some of that too. And I think that's part of their disclosure program. Yeah, there's your hint about what may or may not be some things that to come to talk about. Because why can't we talk about anything that we want anymore? But anyway, talk about this to your friends. Harry Thomas Info, the YouTube channel. Because when we get together, all together, we will make a difference. Thanks for listening.